Good morning, Joel. Good morning, guys. So today Jessie is still out. She did have her baby. Yes, as Joel pointed out, I'm Annabelle. For those of you who don't know, I am the plant manager. But I'm gonna be walking you guys through everything today. We have a lot of exciting stuff. It's gonna be mostly freshwater based today. I believe Amanda will be doing the stream next week though, so if you're looking for more saltwater stuff, you can tune in then. We are kind of starting our opening pond season stuff. I just like to show this front entryway because it's one of my favorite parts of the store and just how big this Monstera is getting. I love the feeling of walking through here and getting to walk into the store through this jungle. I don't get to do that as often as an employee, but we love the experience. So we can start with, we've got some really big albino bristlenose with some great bristles. They're like little mops on their head. They're so precious. We've got some nice platinum angelfish up here. Very sparkly. And we have these amazing albino cherry barbs. And these are so bright they look like glowfish, but they are not. They're just super awesome barbs. And I'm surprised they're the albinos because they're so bright. We've got a whole tank of those. Angels. Our Denisoni barbs up here. And then we have some really cool red tail Pandagara. Or sorry, not Pandagara, they're just Gara. But you can see how red their little tails are. Got some cool color to them. And then the balloon gouramis. These guys we have never really had before, but they're such cute little things. If you have maybe a smaller tank that's not quite big enough for the full-grown ones, these are a great option for a little bit more personality in the tank. And then we have so many kinds of rams to go over. Steve brought up so many this week out of quarantine. We have a great selection. These guys are amazing. They're the gold long fin balloon rams, and just look at the color on these guys. How red his forehead is. And these ones should be super easy to kind of pick out the males and the females if you're looking for a nice pair. Got this amazing male here. The long fins on these guys are gorgeous. Ugh, and they're so beautiful when they're balloons and they're so round. And then we have some dwarf sunset thick lip gouramis. We've got quite a few neat gouramis if you're looking for like a nice little showpiece in like a 20-gallon tank as like a centerpiece fish. They're great for that. And then I started on these guys earlier. These are the gold head electric blue balloon rams. So they have these super vibrant gold heads. Some really nice color, and these are honestly some of like the nicest, roundest balloon shaped bodies I've seen on some of these guys. Sometimes we get them a little bit smaller, but these are so nice and round. I just keep saying that about the balloon fish. You'll kind of come to figure out I really like balloon fish. They're so cute. And back down here we have a whole batch of Hillstream loaches. Those are kind of a fun, unique one we always try to have in stock. And these are all locally raised. We still have lots of blackberry silver dollars. And we also have some big clawed frogs down here. We have one regular and there's a chunky albino guy hiding in the corner back there. Our hardy section. We are running low on the het rasboras, so if you wanted to get some of those this weekend, I would hurry in. Those tend to go pretty fast. Nice batch of the larger white skirts. And on our back wall, we have quite a few different kinds of the neon tetras. We've got the black neons, and then we have my personal favorites, the green neons down here. Still quite a few of those. These guys are just super cool because they have that bright blue-green stripe all the way down their body. The shine catches really nicely. You can really see them from a distance. Versus the regular neons with their kind of red body and white belly that just kind of breaks it up a little bit. But they are more colorful if you like that look. These are running a little bit low too if you want to hurry in for those. We also have a nice batch of these neon green Kabutai rasbora. Hi Jessie. Thanks. This is actually a really nice batch because sometimes these guys come in like really itty bitty and you can barely tell that they're green, but these ones are a really nice size. They're almost full grown and you can see that they have that really nice green coloring to them, which you don't see a whole lot. We have quite a few kinds of fancy guppies. These ones are a newer one. They're the koi guppies, but they're actually snakeskin koi guppies. So you can see they have that snakeskin pattern to them. Pretty neat. And these are from our same gentleman who locally breeds all of our fancy guppies. And then here is the showstopper. We have Dark Knight longfin balloon rams. And just getting any kind of black ram is really difficult. Steve was able to get all these guys through quarantine, and they're just a super gorgeous, pretty rare fish if you're kind of looking for something that not a lot of people are going to have. And they're beautiful long fins. Again, a really good size for these balloon rams. They're nice and round. Another really neat centerpiece fish for a small tank. And then we have these apricot albino swordtails. These are another one that are just so bright yellow, they almost look like a glowfish. Super neat ones in there. It looks like we've got some males and females. And then hiding in the back there we have our phantom glass cats. Super cool guys. Those are a nice one for not getting too big. They only get like 2.5 inches if you want kind of a neat fish in your tank that looks exotic but isn't gonna outgrow it. I will get to the purple mystery snails. I will say we are really low on stock on them right now. Our wholesaler has not been sending the purple mystery snails when I try to order them. So hopefully we get a good batch of those soon. I'll show the marble hatchets up here. We do not have the silver hatchets right now, just the marble ones, but these ones are a little neater in my opinion. They're both apricot and albino. They've got the albino eye, but the apricot body. Alright, more fancy guppies. And we've got the green tiger barbs back here. We do have the longfin green tiger barbs at the front. Those are also super neat. Oh, these ones are a neat one we've had for quite a while. These longfin threadtail rainbows. They only get like 2 inches full grown, so the males in here are kind of the full grown size. But these are a super unique one that not a lot of people seem to go for, but definitely a cool one. More guppies. We are running low on our regular bristlenose right now. We do have this whole tank of really nice sized super red bristlenose, which in my opinion it's always a bit more fun to get like the albinos or the super reds or the lemons, because you can always see them a bit easier in the tank. They're not gonna blend in with all your stuff so much. Ooh, these are exciting. We have a whole tank of the Galaxy Resbora, also known as the Celestial Pearl Danio. A lot of people like these. The lighting's a bit dim. It looks like we have a nice batch where we could pick out males for ya. And we also have a whole tank of pygmy Cory cats, if anyone was looking for those. And let's see here. We do have longfin German blue rams here, the regular ones. It's a little hard to get as excited about these guys, but it's still nice to have them in stock for sure. And then for medium-sized discus, we do have our large ones up here, all our high bodies. Oh, the lights are gonna be off over here. But we have some red pandas and royal blues in this tank. Some yellow checkerboards in here. Sorry, the lighting is dim. And then down here we have blue diamonds and red checkerboards, but the lights are still off, so it's kind of hard to see. Kind of see the red checkerboard there. And we also have lots of angels over here. We've got quite a few nice size red parrots, if anyone's looking to take home their own Julius. And there was also a couple standout Bosmanis in this tank. Some adult, larger trade-ins it looks like we got, if someone was looking for some of those without having to wait for them to grow up quite so much. These are Congo Tetras. These are one of my favorites as well. We have these in our discus tank, our large planted display. And these guys are super neat because their tails, as the males get older, they kind of start to form this perfect point at the end. You can kind of see some of them starting to grow together versus having more of like the fan at the end. So that's kind of a super cool transition you can watch happen. Some Picasoni rainbows. Lots of polar blue convicts, which are a cute one. They kind of have nice little round bellies as well. We have a tank of some nice size Jack Dempsey. Geophagus. And down here we have some larger kissing gourami. And there are two, so you could take them home and potentially have them kiss, which could be cute. And we have some smaller ones up here as well. These are actually the balloon kissing gouramis. So, again, more balloon fish. And, ooh, these are super neat. That's why I put a sticky note here. We have African knifes, which are my favorite knife fish. These guys are cool because they don't get as large as your typical knives. Like the ghost knives are gonna get like 3 feet long, but these guys only get about 8 inches, so you still get to have that super cool knife fish in your tank. One of the few fish that can swim backwards, which is always neat to see. But yeah, they only get like 8 inches, so you can keep them in like a 30 or 40 gallon tank if you'd like. They are unfortunately a predatory fish. I've tried to keep them with kind of small community fish before, but they will hunt them down at night and eat them. So they kind of have to be kept with bigger tetras, but a super cool one. We have some really nice electric blue acara. Some great color on those guys. And the glass humpheads. A cool, unique one. And down here we actually have some of the smallest electric blue acara I've ever seen. Little bitty babies. And with the many-banded Leporanus. It's kind of funny to see the Leporanus be bigger than the electric blue acara. Red-tailed tinfoil barbs. Africans. We have some nice red empress hats. And I feel like not as many people go for our Tanganyikan section, but these are a really neat one if you're wanting like the personality of cichlids in your tank, but maybe you only have a 30-gallon. Tanganyikans are a really great option for that since they're so small. These ones are some really cool Julie spotted checkered. And then we just got in a batch of local Brichardi. They have some really pretty fins on them. Kind of another one that's just good if you only have a 30-gallon, but you really want some cichlids in there, because the Tanganyikans tend to only get like 3 inches max, 3.5. Some of these guys in here are already about full grown. We have some lemons for a pop of color. And we don't have many bristlenose, but we do have a lot of regular plecos right now. So if you've got big cichlid tanks and you need plecos, we do have a lot of big ones. And this big chungus here. Anyone's looking for massive plecos. Lots of those. Jewels. Got the cute balloon jewels. And jewels are kind of an interesting one because they're not exactly an African cichlid, but they do go well with them. I typically recommend that you put them with maybe the Mabunas versus the peacocks and the haps, but the balloons are probably going to be a lot less aggressive than the regular jewel cichlids. Some goldfish. Big boys over here. And I can go over the saltwater section. I won't have much to say over here, but if anyone's wanting to see anything specific, I can try to show it. Oh, I do know this one. The juvenile emperor angel. These guys have a super cool pattern, but they do look different once they get older. They kind of fully lose all those swirls, but they're a really neat one to enjoy while they're younger. Fox face up there. We do have a lot of clowns right now. We've got some, looks like black miss bars up here. And the regular Ocellaris over here. Lots of lemon damsels. And a big maroon clown. That is a big boy. We do not have any lionfish available, I don't think. But there could be some in the pipeline. If you want to keep checking back. Amanda will be doing the live stream next week, so I'm sure she'll go over those if she has them. Say hi to Roger, everyone. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jessie. I am not using the gimbal because I didn't want it to flip around on me, but I'm glad you can't see me shaking because I am a bit nervous. Saltwater inverts over here. Firefish. Oh, is this a longfin clown? I have never seen anything like that. Let's see, what is this guy? A black longfin clown. He is neat. Yeah, Amanda's been doing an amazing job with our saltwater section. So lots of neat stuff there. I'll show the inverts. Oh, one super exciting thing over here. We have flower shrimp, aka bamboo or six-leg shrimp, or wood shrimp. They have lots of names, but they're probably like 2-3 inches. Quite a few of them in there. If you don't see them, it's because they're all hiding in the back, of course. Lots of gold mystery snails and blue mystery snails. Those are the ones I was able to order this week. Same with the ivories. But yeah, our mysteries for the purples are looking pretty empty at the moment. We do have a few, but I'm hoping to get in a better batch by this time next week. Rabbit snails. Lots of nereids. They're always hanging up at the back. But you can see them a bit easier now that they're on this top shelf. Lots of assassins. And we do have freshwater pom-pom crabs. They're another one that is going to be hiding all the time and the tank looks empty. Oh, there's one. But they are in here. These are neat little guys. And we are running a little low on our Neocaridinus this week. I will hope to have them all stocked and filled by next week. I had to flip the tanks this week, so things are a little bit out of whack. But now all of our shrimp are on the bottom row. And we always have lots of cherries. We have quite a few of the pumpkins and oranges. And this assorted fire and ice mix we have a lot of. The kinds of reds and blues and red realies, blue realies. Some fun colors in there. And then we do still have quite a few of our crystal shrimp as well. They're just hiding in here. But you can always ask an employee if you are wanting to see shrimp or find out if something is hiding back there. Check my little list here. Oh, sorry for the motion sickness. Okay, we'll go over to plants now. So, lots of plants in stock. One thing I did do this week is I actually bumped the crypts up to this tank to draw a bit more attention to how many of the crypts we have. I always go back and forth on if I have too many kinds of crypts, but they're such a versatile plant and they're so easy. There's just so many different looking ones to work with. These Mioias have been looking really good. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's kind of a tough one. Mioia. Fun one to say. And then I got in some more crypts on driftwood. I was out of those for a little bit. I have lots of these Buse on driftwood. I've got more in the basement too. A new batch of cardinals. These didn't have time to really bloom up in the basement, so they're still pretty purple. They didn't kind of grow out yet, but a nice one there. Lots of pearlweed. This is probably my most popular beginner carpeting plant, so I always have like 16 of them out here and then even more in the basement if anyone's ever looking to get a lot of it. Most of the plants out here I do keep a lot of in the basement, so if you're ever looking to get 10 of something but you only see 6 on the floor, just ask us. I got this Lancia High Grow I don't get too often. It's a little bit of a different one. And I have lots of this nice Dwarf High Grow for kind of staying low and bushy but still filling in with lots of leaves. Lots of terrarium plants this week. I got in more of these strawberry begonias that are just huge. I kind of have to space them apart a bit more. This trailing moss is a really cute one. I got more curly bamboo this week, so that's all full. And this Florida ruffle is a super easy one. I actually started using that particular plant is what I grow out of this display, out of the little guy's head. So if you're ever looking for that one, or just kind of a super easy way to make your tank a little bit more fun, this doesn't take much light to grow, it just grows under the light that this tank comes with. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today is Clear Magic. After this we can head outside and look at the pond stuff, but it is kind of what we call green water season right now. So with all the heavy rain, the city kind of starts to put more chlorine and phosphates into the water, and this ends up causing more algae problems than maybe you might be dealing with typically. So if you do have any sudden like green water blooms or anything like that and you're not really sure what's going on, Clear Magic is going to be the best solution for that. So if you need to come in and grab that, it's kind of the main thing we recommend if like your water chemistry is perfectly fine but for some reason you just have a bunch of algae or green water. This is going to do the trick. Oh yes, I was thinking of showing the vats in the basement. Eric's getting our freezer fixed. Alright, we'll head outside to the pond plants. I think last week Amanda got locked out while she was doing this portion, but there's someone else inside this time, so we should be good. So yesterday I got in my frog bit and hornwort for the first time out here, so you can start getting that in your pond. We've got fish over here, a really nice koi. Maybe lift this up. Oh, look at them all go. Got some smaller shabunkin. Some really big comets, those are nice. And some kind of medium-sized ones. These are just the first pond fish that we've brought up this season. I will say we have all of our main selection of pond fish in quarantine right now. That'll be filling up all of these vats here. And we usually try to have our full pond section going by Mother's Day and kind of have everything to select from by then. Kind of the same with our pond plants over here. I wasn't able to get in a full selection of things, but I have kind of some mint, some rush, and then a few cattails and cardinals over here. I will be getting in a huge plant pond order. Hopefully by this time next week I'll have all these full of pond plants. And then we do have a selection of lilies here. Looks like a few of them got bought yesterday. 2 yellow ones left. A lot of the peaches. But yeah, I think that about does it for today. Thanks, guys. Now I just have to figure out how to end this.